O.Henry's Full House is a 1952 anthology film. It's 5 stories rolled into one. Each story is based off a different short story by the acclaimed author O.Henry. Each story has a different director and cast, and is introduced by John Steinbeck. In order to give this film a thorough review, I have to talk about each story individually. The first story is called The Cop and the Anthem. Charles Laughton plays a hobo who's trying to seek shelter during the upcoming winter. His solution is to get arrested so he can spend time in a nice warm jail. The only problem is that he can't seem to get himself arrested, no matter what he does. This one is played up more for laughs, and I think it's hilarious. Charles Laughton is my favorite actor of all time, and it's great to see him in a comedic role. It really shows how versatile of an actor he was. Also, Marilyn Monroe has a small role as a streetwalker in this. The next story is The Clarion Call. It's a murder mystery starring Dale Robertson as a detective and Richard Widmark as a thug who used to be his best friend. While investigating a murder, Robertson finds that all the clues point to Widmark as the murderer. Robertson can't turn Widmark in because Widmark has dirt on Robertson that could land him in jail. This is more of a dramatic piece, and many see it as the weakest story, but I disagree. I find it very well written. Some may find Richard Widmark's performance to be over the top and hammy, but I think it fits his character. He's teasing Robertson because he knows Robertson can't touch him. He loves rubbing it in his face and relishes his misery. The third story is The Last Leaf. Anne Baxter plays a woman who's just found out her husband has been cheating on her. She rooms with her older sister, played by Jeanne, as she has no idea what to do now. Baxter begins to feel sicker and sicker as the days go on. No one can explain it, but Baxter claims that once the last leaf has fallen off the tree outside, she'll die. Both Jeanne and Anne Baxter deliver fantastic performances, but their neighbor, played by Gregory Ratoff, really steals the show. He's a funny character, but when he needs to be serious, he does it very well. The next story is The Ransom of the Red Chief, and if I have to be honest, I think this is the weakest story. When I was a little kid, I thought it was great, but now that I'm older, it's just too goofy for my taste. It relies more on slapstick rather than situational humor, which is what The Cop and the Anthem relied on. Not to say it's bad, but the other 4 are much better than this one. Oh yeah, the plot. Fred Allen and Oscar Levant play conmen who kidnap a child and hold him for ransom. The kid's a living nightmare to deal with, and he constantly gets the upper hand on the 2 criminals. Like I said before, this one's a little too goofy for my taste, which is weird because this one was directed by Howard Hawks. Yes, His Girl Friday, Bringing Up Baby, The Big Sleep, Howard Hawks. I will say this though, the payoff of this one still has me in stitches and makes rewatching this one worth it. The final story is probably the most famous one, The Gift of the Magi. Farley, Granger, and Jeanne Crain play husband and wife. Christmas is coming up and they know exactly what they're gonna buy one another. The only problem is that the gifts they have in mind are a little out of their price range, so they have to make crucial choices in order to make the other one happy. This is my favorite story, and I'm glad they saved the best for last. It's heartwarming and gets you into the Christmas spirit. Yes, technically O.Henry's Full House is a Christmas movie because of this last story. The dynamic between Granger and Crain is fantastic. It's very well done. In fact, all these stories are very well done. All of them are well written and have clever endings. As far as I'm concerned, it's some of the best writing for a film.